In this video, we're going to look at a couple different ways for inputting text on a HTML form. Let's start with input. And we'll just do text, which I think we've seen already, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let's set the... So this input is of type text. For its name, let's use username. We can give it an ID of username as well. Let's do another one. Let's do autofocus. So autofocus will automatically put the focus of our control into that box. So if I save it, open in default browser, and there it is. You can see it's already got the cursor in there. So that's one text box. Now notice we need to label our text boxes. So I mean, really, if I'm going to use a username, I should put out in front of it some text explaining what it is. Put in default browser. So this is the box for our username. So don't forget to label your boxes. Let's do another common one. Let's do a password. Okay. And for this one, it's still an input. So almost everything is input. There's a few exceptions. We'll see one coming up here. This one we'll do a password input field. I'll give it a name of pass and an ID of pass. Let's do something else to this one, just so we can learn another attribute we can set. We can do a max length. Oops. Max length equals, let's say we don't want people to use passwords longer than 16. Why you'd want to limit people's passwords, but you can do this on any text field. You can set a max length. We can also do, let's do a placeholder. Enter your password. So let's go ahead and save that. Let's open it up and look at it. So now we have a password field, and you can see the placeholder says enter your password. That's very user friendly. And notice, since it's a password field, it does not display the letters that the person is typing. I put that out to the right. If I want to put it to the next line, maybe I need a break in here. Actually, let me use, we're just going to do BR this way. Do another BR at this end. And let's do a hidden field. Now, a hidden field is exactly what it says. So we're going to do input, and we're going to select hidden. Okay, so it's type equals hidden. I'm going to give it a name called invisible. There's not a whole lot else that goes with this. We need to give it a value. Okay, so what does a hidden field do? It does not show up on the form. Let's look at it. So we have this hidden field here, and normally for a hidden field we probably wouldn't put anything that clues the user in that there's something there. But that's in case we want to pass something to a script. We want to pass the same thing for everybody that uses this form, but we don't necessarily want the user to see it. So maybe there's a setting, or maybe we're cluing them in on which page or what options they had picked. We can set that hidden field on a form, automatically pass the value that we want from that form to our server or to our JavaScript or wherever we're sending this information. So hidden fields are used quite often. The one other text field I want to show you is one that does not use input. And that is a text area. So let's put a couple breaks here. BR And let's put another one. And now let's do text area. So I'm just going to type text area. And notice Emmett's taking care of it for us. Okay. And our text area can have a name. Maybe this is where we want the user to type some comments. We can give it an ID. We can call, a lot of times the name and IDs match. We also can set how many rows and columns, and by default Emmett's giving us 30 columns and 10 rows. So let's take a look at this. I'm going to save it. And then I am going to preview it. And there's our text area. 30 columns wide, 30 columns wide, 10 rows long. So that's text area. So we can give the user a place to type more text than what they normally have. Maybe it's special instructions on how they want their pizza cooked. Might come in handy on your assignment today. You can leave them an area for that. Obviously, we should have a label on it telling them what they're supposed to be typing in that box. In our next video, we'll take a look at some checkboxes and radio buttons.